We'll try this again, folks. We've had some technical challenges. I have often said the price of living in paradise on Manitoulin Island, bad cell phone and bad internet connections. So we're hopefully back for the duration. If everybody out there can comment and let us know how we're streaming, that would be truly appreciated. First end ended with a blank. Team Horgan hit rolled out for the blank. Second end underway here. We've got center line guard, a couple of reds in the house. As I said, we've got Team Horgan throwing blue with the hammer this end. Team Bonot, they are throwing red. Ian McMillan's first shot here. They've got a hit and a little roll here over, and they are cornered. They're cornered on their own blue rock right now. Team Horgan has the hammer here. Team Bonot's playing an aggressive shot here. They're running the red into the house. Those two blues are staggered, and they are both gone. A great shot. What a shot. Nice shot. So he's got that dead buried for shot and a second shot. Those staggered blues provided an opportunity for that shot. Had they not gotten staggered off of that hit and roll, that shot wouldn't have been possible. So once again, the difference at this level of play in just a very small difference in a roll can make or break the next shot. Team Horgan now again, last shot this end. Seconds last shot here. They're just by the guard. Nice looking shot. Enough weight to push that out. And they kind of edge on edge there. So Team Bonot, they're going to throw a down weight at this. Megan Edwards, yes, welcome back. Team Bonot's on that. Good looking shot. Nose hit. Just a little off center, pushes the blue out the back. Team Horgan will have an opportunity with a little bit down weight here to maybe get a little bit of half roll behind that cover. Jacob Horgan throwing his out turn on this shot. Sweepers are on it, off, on. Good looking shot. Don't think he's going to get the inside on that. He's got just a hair of a roll to the outside. And Team Bonot is going to try once again to get that elusive roll behind that center guard. Mike McCarville's throw here. We were talking to Mike earlier, and we want to thank his dad, I believe, Dave, for coming to our to our defense when we were having some technical challenges. Thank you, Dave McCarville, for your words of encouragement. Team Horgan's once again will try to get a little bit of a roll on this. Sweepers are on it. And they've got the roll. Did it peek out the other side though? Peeked out the other side. Team Horgan is not afraid to throw weight at any of these shots. You can accomplish an awful lot when you've got that kind of control over that kind of weight. Trevor Bonot, he has got pretty much all of that shot, maybe edge on edge. They're looking for the force here. Sweepers are on it. And he's down weight on that. He's by and nose hit. Team Bonot, line 2. Horgan's debating whether they come off of the outside. They might try the double. They might try, that double's actually pretty steep. That wouldn't be probably a shot they'd want to take on. There's enough room there with the down weight to get behind that center. The only downside of that is that you're not going to be shot. So they're electing to come around that center guard, buried top 4 foot. Trevor Bonot will have the option then of either following or moving that front red back into what will be likely shot rock coming up here. These teams have been very consistent with their draw weight, and the ice has been great. It's fast, it's swingy, about 5 feet of curl on the outside in, and the times have been quick on draw. And they're watching this one. It looks hot. Split on that was just around 14, and yeah, so just almost 14, and it's to the back of the house. And third shot, so Team Bonot can put another one in here. This is Trevor's second shot. They put this one top half in the 4 foot and buried. Force Team Horgan to a out-turn draw for 1. I expect this one to be pretty close. Sweepers say it's good. Line looks good. I've got an almost 15 on the split there. And it's just didn't finish, and maybe just a foot deeper, I think, than they would like that to have been, because Horgan can come down to that and get shot. That rock had stopped a couple of rocks ahead. That this shot would have been much more difficult. Once again, we'd like to thank Avery for helping and getting our streaming back on. And our hope is that that's the end of our streaming problems. As I said, Avery's a junior curler here in the Little Curling Club. Her dad, Dave, is an excellent welder, by the way, and he's shown Avery how to weld. So Avery says she likes to weld. I like to weld too, Avery. I'm a terrible welder. How are you at welding now? You've got a good instructor, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And Horgan has, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Heavy. And what a change. And the nature of curling shows itself. A missed shot at the wrong time. And that is 3 for Team Bonot. Avery, what do you expect for the rest of this game now that Horgan's fallen behind 3-0?
I think they can catch up.
You think they can catch up? They have certainly shown they can catch up. Team Bonot, though, that was not part of the game plan for Team Horgan to fall behind like that. A bit of a shocker there. Again, if you have any questions, we're watching the comments, so let us know if you've got any questions. As I said, our streaming seems to be back online, and again, hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. Team Horgan's throwing up the corner. Team Bonot, they're just going to draw. They probably would have liked to have had that first red a little closer to center line. We'll put another one into the house. Curtis Bird throws his second shot. And he's a little heavy. And is he going to stick around the back, Avery? I can't tell. He did, yes. We're up in the booth. We're quite a ways away from the ice rink. And our overhead cameras, unfortunately, we had a number of people ask if we were going to be able to move those cameras. They're fixed cameras, and we can't adjust the zoom on them, unfortunately. So the ice makers didn't think it was a good idea to try to adjust those during the competition, and so we'll have to deal with what we have, and we'll do our best to let you know what's sitting in the back of the house that you might not be able to see. So Team Bonot is going to throw another one out front. Got a couple of corners for Team Horgan. And Jordan Potts is delivering his first. Throws a tight guard, covers that shot rock. Team Horgan is choosing to come down, freeze on the corner of that, or get fully. If there's enough separation on those rocks, there's enough room to get around and fully get buried. There's probably 5-6 feet of separation between those two rocks. Ian McMillan shot here. He's got lots of room. Here it starts to come. There it goes. And he's behind. He doesn't get on top of. He's behind that front red shot rock. Team Bonot is going to choose to just draw down to it. Jordan Potts' second shot. They're calling tight on the line. Wait, looks, there it goes. And they've just wick off that, but just enough to send it off and back to the back blue and cornered onto that. So, part of the mission accomplished there. I think they certainly would have liked to have frozen right on top of that rock, but after that rug, getting a corner on that red was plan B, worked out okay. Jacob Horgan throws his first. He's got most of that rock visible and accessible. And he looks like he's going to be able to get to the inside of that rock. He does get by, does get to the inside and rolls over, pushes the red back. Nice shot, very nice shot. So this will be a follow the leader shot again. Team Bonot and Mike McCarville's first here. They'll try to come down and freeze on top of that blue. Mike's intern. Sweepers are sweeping pretty hard. It might be just a bit light. I've got 15 on the split there, and it just does over curl. So Team Horgan has an opportunity here to get another one in and lie 2. Jacob Horgan's in-turn draw. Nice shot. I don't know the angle there. I think that Team Bonot is second shot in the back there. I don't think that blue went quite far enough to be second. Team Bonot, they are going to throw back into that pile of granite on Mike McCarville's last shot here. Mike needs just a bit more weight than that last shot of his. Sweepers say it's got a bit more weight than the last one. They're on it. Calling top four. Got 14-8 on the split on that. So that should be pretty good. Back 8, and he's by and onto the corner of the red, and he is shot. And on the corner, maybe they've got just a quarter of that rock exposed. Team Horgan's looking at throwing a big run onto that front granite. As one option. The outside blue maybe is another. They have last shot, so they're definitely wanting to score two this end. Jacob Horgan's been called to throw pretty much the same shot he just threw. Should have a good idea of weight. And these teams have got great control over draw weight. Great sweeping to take those rocks the extra bit they might need. Might be a little heavy, but they've got lots of backing there. As long as they get that to curl in, I don't think they want to roll off that, and they don't. No, they're right on top of that. And again, our angle with those overheads is such that I can't tell with definitively which is second, but given that Bonot is throwing a guard there, I would think that probably he is second still. Avery, what would you throw on this shot? He's throwing a guard. What do you think? He's second shot. If he goes in, if he rubs off, it might just make Horgan's next shot easier. So I think he probably wants to get this rock sort of cornered on something so it can't be, definitely doesn't want to let Horgan drive this rock back into the pile. That looks like a Christmas tree out front, doesn't it, with all those rocks? Team Bonot, they bring that guard just short of the rings. And it looks like Horgan's going to call a time out. And they have. They'll get their skip, Sean Turriff, out. Seems like somebody had inadvertently moved that outside blue. We have the second half of our tech department coming in. Who's this? Young man. Shane. Welcome, Shane, to Curling Night in Lillacurrent. Once again, we'd like to thank the high school for providing us with the technical support, and we're glad that we were able, on a very limited budget, to provide the streaming. We, as part of the requirement of the bidding, the Northern Ontario Curling Association had asked us for streaming. Unfortunately, we don't have the budget that Alberta and Saskatchewan have. I was talking to our executive director for Northern Ontario, and she thought the budget for the remote for out west was in the $50,000 mark. So we were able to have the high school. We were able to provide the equipment to them, and they provided the technical assistance. So we've got, oh, great shot. Great shot. Wow, and that's a lot of blue in the rings. That was a high risk and high reward shot. I don't know whether, can we replay that, Avery? I don't think we can do that, can we? We're just live streaming. Unfortunately, we are not able to give you a replay on that, folks. But that was quite a shot. After falling behind 3-0, Team Horgan has turned it on in the last part of this end, and they have made this they've made this a difficult end for Team Bonot. Can we take a shot overview, Avery? And we've got blue sitting, I'm going to guess 2 on the angle there. They may be 3. And for Team Bonot, that red is in a vulnerable spot. It's anything into the house, and that red is gone. So Team Bonot is going to have to be very careful that they don't give Team Horgan an opportunity to drive something into that pile. As I said, their saving rock there is vulnerable, and any movement on those rocks, that red rock is gone. Team Bonot's that rock needs to curl. I'm thinking I don't think that's going to be a factor in this end, and it might be better that that rock went behind the tee line as opposed to ahead of the tee line, because it would have been an easy in off of. Team Horgan has an opportunity here. They're going to be running a red in, it looks like. But there's going to be, I think, an awful lot of blue sitting around when this shot comes to rest. Peel weight shot here. And I think we have a tie game. It's close on the maybe 2. We'll wait for the official to put up the score. I don't see them looking to measure, and so exciting end. That was a lot of granite in play, Avery. And they could throw that rock pretty hard, can't they?
Yeah.
I don't know what the time on that takeout was, but it was it was a low number. It was definitely a single digit number. A mid a mid single digit number. 2 for Team Horgan. So that was a good response to that missed draw in the second end to get 2 back here, and that'll settle Team Horgan down. I'm sure they're up to a comeback here today. Scott Chadwick's the lead, his first shot. And that might just over curl just a bit off of center line. Bonot can, if he wants, can move that rock. But it looks like they're electing to come into the house. Thank you, Samantha Lane, for thanking us for what we're trying to do this week. Curtis Bird, he is first, is behind that center guard, top 4 foot. Scott Chadwick, second shot. He's looking to follow that red down. Rock's not curling and maybe a little bit heavy. It's going to come around that red. I think they're on top of that. They're going to take it around. And it's behind in the back of the house, back 8 foot. Trevor Bonot has asked second Jordan Potts. No, it's not Jordan. Sorry about that. We're still on lead rock there of Curtis's. They're by that front guard by lots too. It's starting to finish, but it doesn't quite. They come down and bump the red back. The red blue is kind of a jam right now. That red probably catches a piece of that blue on the way by, and they lose both on the back end. Ian McMillan's first shot. He's by the guard. And do they jam? They just rub onto that back blue. Moves the rocks around a bit. Trevor Bonot is going to ask Jordan Potts to hit that blue second shot. His out-turn takeout. Sweepers haven't touched it. Got a little outside roll. Does he stick around? He does hang on to the 12-foot. Both teams haven't been afraid to keep rocks in play this game. That last end, Avery, I think we had almost every rock in play there. Trying to get a roll on this, and nose hits with big weight. Bonot sitting 1-2, Horgan 3-4. No, actually, sorry, it's 1-4 for Bonot and 2-4. 1-3, sorry, 1-3 Bonot, 2-4 for Horgan. So Bonot's going to try to take that blue that was just thrown by Team Horgan. With last shot, I don't think they want to roll. I don't think they're going to risk rolling too far in. I think at this stage in the game of the end, a nose-ish hit, maybe a little inside roll. They really do need to keep this, and they do. It bites the 12-foot, so. 3 reds in the house, 1 blue with Horgan throwing. Jacob Horgan about to throw his first. I think we'll see good weight at this. I'm not taking pretty much middle of the rock. With good weight, this ice has been running just die straight when it comes to takeout with big weight. No, he's not. He's throwing it more controlled. Solid, but controlled weight. Sweepers are on it, and they've got the roll. It's over. They take their own out, but now they've got second shot sitting in the back there. It's a straight back jam on the red onto blue, and the back red, that blue one, we'll see how the end progresses. That blue one just behind Trevor's left foot. If that red one ever, there may be those kind can come back to haunt you, those back hanger-ons. That red could possibly jam and come into a counting scenario at some point. Mike McCarville's throw here. They're calling back 4, sweeping hard for line. Oh, and they just rub off that rock. Red sitting 1, looks like 2 and 4. That red is directly behind that center blue. Jacob Horgan's second shot coming up here. Throwing into the back of the house. Calling backline wait. And thereby, on top of those reds, gets a little inside roll and looks like he's got shot. Nice shot. Very nice shot. Mike McCarville's going to come down and just follow that shot, basically. Intern looks like he's got lots of room there. I don't know if he's got enough weight. It looks light. Yeah, he's going to be a little light on that. And he doesn't want to corner that. Oh, that's not what he wanted to do. Team Horgan's looking at their options here. The stagger on those front reds not really helping Team Bonot that much. Depending on where Horgan throws this one, they've got a little bump, but it doesn't look like they're in a position right now to score multiple points this end. Team Horgan's elected to throw that probably just short of the 4 foot tight, I would expect. Make getting in difficult for Trevor. His only option might be to throw the intern on that red that Mike McCarville just threw and just bump into the 4 foot for one. See where Tanner places this shot of his. Sweepers say it's good. They're calling top 4, top 8. And they've got just enough to outcount the red. Bonot's got a couple of options here. That back blue is not likely to go anywhere. It's got a blue and a red behind it. So if they drive that blue back into the blue, Avery, can we go on an overhead there and see if we can? Yeah, you can see a little bit of that. The other option, yeah, they're looking at hitting that red into blue, and the red's going to spin into the 4 foot. And I think looks like they're leaning towards that as the shot. I think the outturn doesn't really offer them much. No, the outturn's not going to give them really anything if they are on that blue. It'd have to be a dead draw to the full 4-foot, catch a bit of the button, and they have decided to come onto their red blue. I think they'll probably throw kind of a backboard weight, I would expect at this. They need to move 3 rocks, so they need enough weight to take their red rock into that blue and spin it enough that they are going to outcount that back blue. Here's Trevor's delivery and shots. They're calling bumper weight. I think they need to sweep that, and it's by. It is by. They're looking good. Now it's how much spin do they get on that? And I think they've got enough. I think they've got enough of that. Horgan's elected not to do anything with those 2 reds. It looks like he's going to try to get behind that stagger, come down on top of kind of his own shot. Probably want to just get beyond that red on the top of the 4-foot and force a difficult shot on Trevor for his 1. So mission looks like it's accomplished for Team Horgan. They, after getting 2 in the 3rd, I'm sure we're looking for a force. And there's lots of room there. He's going to be a little short. Now, what does Team Bonot choose to do? You may want to take a look at a timeout here, but no, they know exactly what they're up to. Trevor's in the hack for the last shot in the 4th here. Sweepers are on it right away. And one it is for red. So after 4 ends coming back to the glass, the score is 4-2 for Team Bonot. Team Horgan with the last rock in this end. It's been an entertaining game to date. Avery, how have you enjoyed have you watched more than just this game? You were here earlier in the week helping, I believe. Yeah. As I said, we've been fortunate to have some help from the high school and the tech department. We had Langdon in earlier today. Again, we'd like to thank the sponsors for the event this week. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to do what we've been able to do. It was a big event for a small club to put this on, and we want to thank the town of Lillacurrent for providing the facilities that we're curling in today. I'd like to thank Manitoulin Transport as being a lead sponsor. So Team Horgan throws a long corner guard just over the hog line. Then Team Bonot, Curtis Bird, his second shot at the end. Line's getting better, and there it goes. Just short. A bit of the rock center line side showing. Team Horgan's Scott Chadwick, his second shot coming up here. He's got a good looking shot here. Just ahead of the tee line. Team Bonot will take a run at that one. Might have a bit of that blue just sticking out on the board side. I'm going to throw down weight at this. That guard's out pretty far, so they've got quite a bit of room after getting by that guard to get to that stone. They're kind of on and off that. And there they go. They're good. They're by. You get a little outside roll, and red lies 2 right now. Team Horgan will come around that corner again. Ian McMullen's first shot, and he comes down, and nice shot. Gets on the corner of that, and he's there for second shot. Team Bonot is going to take another shot at that, though. Might need a little bit more weight as it comes off of that corner on that red. It's got a long way to go across that house. They've thrown a little bit more weight at it than the last one. They're buying that guard by lots. And have they got enough of that? They do. Yep. Nice shot. And it looks like that red did not hit the sponge sideboards. And so it remains in play. Ian McMillan's last shot. They're calling tee line. They're just by. Nice shot. They've got enough to push that red back to the 8-foot. So Bonot's looking at the two options, either hit what they see or run the red back in. I'm going to throw hack weight, try to hit what they can see there. Try to keep that shooter of theirs into the back of the house on the roll. Mike McCarville's throw here. And they're on it. It's down weight. He's close. He's by. He's got a nice shot. And he rubs off, rolls out, moves that back red. And red is sitting 3. I'm going to do a quick overview, Avery, of that. We'll see what we can show the folks. You can't see that back red in the back of the house, but looks like Team Horgan's going to play the double and or the hit and roll over onto that outside red. Not much ice. Let's see what kind of weight they've chosen to throw at this. A controlled weight. However, these guys' control weight is pretty firm. And he's got a nice shot. Very nice. Is he behind cover there? He's behind cover on that roll. Moves the red out from behind cover and sat there himself. Bonot's thinking backline hack weight. Get by that front and see the finish with that weight to knock that blue out. As I said, this ice has curled 5 feet all week long, and so it's been very consistent. We've only got great comments from the curlers. Again, kudos off to our ice makers, Tom and Brent, for providing us with the best ice I've had the pleasure of ever curling on. Got a piece of this. Is he got enough to, just enough to move it out and roll? Not buried, wide open and behind the tee line. So Team Horgan's going to remove that, and they're going to try and roll behind the that center just outside of the 12-foot red rock. There's the curl. They've got the roll, I think. Maybe a little over roll. And they did, just a little over roll. Team Bonot's got it poked out on the other side for access. They have last shot. I don't think he's going to want to roll behind that red. I think much better to hit and be on the outside of the sheet, out on the 12-foot. If he rolls, Avery, he gets behind that center line, all of a sudden Team Horgan draws down, freezes, and over, right? Yeah. We'll see where this rock finds its final resting place. We've got the Not going to get much of a roll, but again, I think a better option to be not buried than buried where that rock is. Horgan's at a point where he's prepared to take some risks, and so he's coming around that red center guard. Actually, I've got a little ahead of myself. Horgan has last shot on this end, so my strategy was a little erroneous there, Avery. I had forgotten that. I usually don't forget that if I'm out there curling, who's got last shot. But Tanner's first attempt here. Nice shot. Maybe a little bit deeper than he wanted to throw it. They're going to play the in off, I think, it looks like. They've got a few options here. You could run that front one back. They can hit half of that blue and come off their own red and force Team Horgan to one. Trevor's in the hack, his last shot here. He's throwing good weight at this, hoping to catch about half of that red. Looking good. He's going to hit it thin, but I think he's still got this one. And nice roll. Rolls up, top of the button. Very nice shot. And Horgan's going to be faced with moving that rock at least maybe a foot. He's going to probably throw just back of the house weight. He sees a good chunk of that stone, so I think he'll as I said, be throwing just a heavy draw at this. Maybe, as I said, back of the house weight. Sweepers can control and keep that rock straight if they need to. Those rocks finish in very hard with that weight, so maintaining that just heavy draw weight, pretty easy to keep rocks in play. And Horgan pushes the red back, counts one. So at the break, we're going to try to adjust the one end camera. And Joe, have you got your phone? We're back after the fifth end break. We've got the coming home end of the ice camera a little bit re-elevated there, folks. Hopefully that's Joe Cooper is in charge of the cameras out there. Thanks, Joe, for that. And after the break, as I said, we have a 4-3 game. Team Bonot, they've got the hammer. We're seeing a little bit of jumping in that camera. It's located on the back glass of the arena, and so if people are leaning up against it, it does have a tendency to bounce a bit. So
I'll fix that.
Our yeah, just a little bit of vibration on the walking surfaces where we have the stands at the end. For the end viewing is just enough as people are coming and going to make that camera move just ever so little. Joe, thanks for that. We're back, Avery and I, bringing you the second half of the game. Avery, what was your thoughts on that front half of that game?
Good.
Good? Can we take these guys on, do you think? No.
Lose badly.
We would lose badly, yes. As I said, it was wonderful to be able to curl on this earlier this week. As I had mentioned at the start of our broadcast, the Little Current Espanola Baxter game was held on this ice on Monday night. And after 5 years of getting trounced by Espanola, we actually, Little Current, we're ahead. Play this 99th edition of the Baxter, and we'll head back to Espanola on the 20th of February and play on their ice, which is great ice too. They have nice ice, but this ice was just a pleasure it was a very opportune for all the curlers from both Little Current and Espanola to be able to curl on this ice. It was a great experience. So sixth end underway here. Team Bonot has hammer. We've got a center line guard up and a couple of reds in the house. The Team Horgan blue center is not on center line, so it can be moved. It can't be removed, but we haven't seen really anyone try the ticks as a weapon. Team Horgan draws behind all of that granite, and they're back 4 foot for shot rock. Trevor Bonot has asked Curtis Bird to come down to that, or sorry, it's Mike Jordan Potts. They're already on second shot here. Got a bit of that rock peeking out there, the blue. We need to get that to curl a bit, and they've got it. And they have removed the blue, and they like 2. Horgan looks like he's going to come down and freeze on top of that red, or maybe run the blue into the red. Choice is to come down, freeze on top of that red. As I said, Team Bonot has the hammer this end. Nice weights, good line. Rock finishes, pushes the red back. Probably gives them some coverage, but not about 2/3 of that rock, 3/4 of that rock is exposed. Team Bonot will throw down to it. Jordan Potts' second shot here. A little out-turn tap on that. Sweepers are on it right away. Off and clean. There, that rock starts to finish, and they nose hit that, push that blue through the back. Red line 3. I think Horgan would really like to steal this end, get back on even terms on the, and then force maybe one in the next end, and be coming back to the house on the even ends with last shot. We'll see how aggressive they get this end. Rock takes a little bit of a quick and nice shot. Get a good roll. Team Bonot is going to play on their red second shot. Also the option of coming down, cornering into that blue. If they tap and they crash on that front one, probably not a bad plan B. I'm going to throw hack weight at it. Like McCarville's out-turn on this. And they call him off right away. He's going to get that to curl, and it's... No, I don't think he's going to... Oh, he does catch a corner of it. Nice shot. It just did curl enough at the end there. And that blue... Got a couple of reds biting those 12-footers and another blue on the back there. These can sometimes get to be dangerous ends when they've got the those kickers sitting off on the wings like that, Avery. And there's not a, getting behind cover there. Long roll, and that red's behind the tee line. I'm going to have to throw pretty good weight to get the roll and stay high enough here. They're going to get the roll. How much? Get it buried, but it is back 8 foot, so Team Bonot will have an opportunity to come down to that rock. He could have also come down on the out-turn side and tried moving that red, either splitting or moving that back, but they've elected to come around. He's still got 3 more shots to try to move that red and try to bring some of those kickers on the outside 12 into play. Weight looks good. Line looks good. And top 4 foot. Nice shot. Team Horgan will try to reduce that scoring area by throwing Tanner Horgan's first draw down on top of that. I think they'd be probably pretty happy with corner frozen or even fully buried on top of that shot rock. Their goal of forcing one this end is probably where they're thinking is taking them right now. Those guards are off center, and so Team Bonot will have access to the button on Trevor's last shot. Rocks looks like there goes the curl, and they come down, catch a corner of the red, and lie second. Team Bonot now will try to get a second in there. I think they're taking a look at maybe briefly at that outside red. Team Bonot definitely wants to not be forced to one, but the blank is definitely not on this end, and so finding a way to get to this end. You need to be careful not to set up a double. If they do leave this rock exposed, Team Horgan may have a red option onto that shot rock. Trevor's first shot of the end here. Again, we're in the 6th. Even ends. I'm calling T-line weight. I think they need to make, if they set this double up, I think they need to get that behind. That may have just opened up their shot, but Team Horgan looks like they're able to hit and get behind that red blue in front of the T-line rocks, and that'll force Team Bonot to a cold draw to the button for their single. Team Horgan's going to play lightweight on this, taking a fair bit of ice. Rock's coming down. Looks like a good shot. They're going to get, starts its curl. They're going to get the inside roll. They got, nice shot. Very nice shot. Looking at maybe some options, but I think it's a cold freeze to the lid for one. Their eyes were drawn over to that outside red, but it's a not. I don't think it's high enough in the house to. They can get to the. They can come off it into the back blue, but I don't think. I don't think they're able to get into it, even if they come forward on that for. Maybe they can. They'd have to spin it off that blue at the back of the forefoot and come forward to count two. But I'm sure Team Bonot is looking at any option here to get two. They would really have liked to have scored two this end and kept the advantage. They've ultimately decided on the cold draw. I think the line's close, and they're just keeping it clean. They're calling back four. I think it's a little heavy on my split time here. Yeah. And heavy. Steal of one. And we have a tied game, Avery. So after 6 ends, 4-4. Team Horgan will start this end. That rock is going to come to rest just short of the house and on the center line. So again, that rock cannot be moved. Team Bonot will come around that rock. Curtis Bird's delivery, outturn draw. And he's T-line-ish weight. They're pretty much wide open. So Team Horgan's going to come down, freeze to that. Try to get a little on the inside of that red, give them a bit better angle. Scott Chadwick's last shot here. Nice shot. It's a little inside on the roll there. Good position. Now Team Bonot will try to get right on top of that shot that was just delivered. As these ends progress, the angles that you get on your competition are critical. If give you the advantage quickly if you're able to outmaneuver your opposition. Nice shot. Very nice. Got a little separation between the two. But anything onto that red, that blue and red are both gone, so advantage on the angles right now to Team Bonot. Team Horgan will try to rearrange them just a little bit to get that advantage back. Rock's coming over. Has it got too much? Is it going to slide off? Nice shot. Let's take a quick overview of that, Avery, and I think they can get an awful lot of granite moving the way the rocks are staggered, kind of zigzag on a run back on this. Jordan Potts delivery. And they just get the top blue. Two reds and a blue. Horgan about to throw I think they're going to want to move that rock just a little bit to unlock that red. And no, I still think there's a bit of an advantage for Team Bonot on the angles here. Jordan Potts delivery. Here it starts to come off on the curl. And he's in on top of that blue and gets a little over, just a little over buried on it. These are always very interesting ends, Avery. The difference between good and bad. And there's no good and no bad. Everything just says, how do we work around that? And who's got the advantage? Because at some point in time, I would suspect with Team Bonot, with last rock here, they're going to move some granite around. Weiss's first shot here, Jacob Horgan. Do you want? I don't. Do you want to have the door open?
Well, you'll hear them sweeps and sweep.
Okay. Yeah. It's actually much more comfortable. It's a really
They're really loud.
yeah. We're going to try the door open to give the crowd a taste of what's going on the ice. Maybe let us know how that works. If it's a better audio or worse audio, we appreciate your feedback. Team Bonot is not thinking that the shots quite end up where they wanted it to. They've got a little bit of curl here. Get that red on two. And they've got a couple of reds teed up there on the outside. That blue of Horgan's doesn't have anything protecting it. So teams are looking at what options they might have here. Have they taken a timeout? I don't think so. They did, Joe? So Team Horgan, I believe that's their second timeout. Joe, can you confirm that?
I can't, but I know this is a timeout.
This is a timeout? So we're on stop time now. They've got a minute and a half to look at and converse with their coach, what they might like to do. Avery, what would you do here? Your blue. Your shot and your fourth shot. That top blue is going to, if you hit that red, that top blue is going to spin off that red, and the red's gone. But the blue's going to spin out as well.
Those angled reds are really a danger for Horgan.
Yeah. Yeah, Horgan, I think they're going to want to stick. I think they're probably going to try to come down onto the corner of that shot blue. And as I said, I think they're vulnerable to that outside red drive in there. It's and I don't know whether they can you see what they're elected to do there, Joe? I think they're going to move those deals. Going to do something with those reds first. It looks like. But that red combination for Bonot is I think a dangerous rocks for Team Horgan here. They're throwing something down at this. Yeah, they're onto those reds. So I think they probably want to spin that. They're on that blue. They're on the blue. The blue's going to roll. Now they've covered. The one thing that did happen there is that the blue rolled over and it covered the red into blue. So good result for that. But that left side is wide open for Bonot. Well, we're going to see some. They're only throwing normal weight at this. They've elected not to throw peel weight. We have a fair bit of granite in the house that's going to be moving. That transfer of all that energy onto those rocks. They're calling for curl. I think, they're going to hit the wrong side of that blue. Not a bad result. What they've done is they've opened up that side of the house. And I think they've got access to those. Let's have a look here. McMillan kind of blocking our view there. And we see Stu Sells. I think Stu Sells is a realtor out of Sudbury, but I'd ask the Horgan team for their sponsors. I have a few of them. Some of the Horgan sponsors include Urban Windows, Chadwick Farms, Polar Ice Expedition, Tony Gunn's Barbershop, Stu Sells, and Dynasty Ice Pad. Let's get back to take a look at what we've got here. So blue is sitting 1, 4th, red is 5th, blue is 6th, red is 7th. So we've got some granite in the house. How many are going to end up counting, Joe?
I don't know.
We don't know.
It's been like this every end.
It's been an entertaining game, and the teams have not been afraid to have rocks in play. Team Horgan has elected, it looks like,
Off that
to
corner.
play off the corner with probably pretty big weight. They need to catch a third of that rock probably, and they want to have their thrown rock come into the pile of granite that's sitting in the 4-foot. And here's the delivery, and it's got big weight, big intern weight, and nice shot. Now, we've got, what have we got for exposed rocks here? So Bonot has 2 shots remaining. Let's take a look at the overhead there, Avery, thanks. So we've got Bonot with 2 shots remaining. It's like they're electing to play onto that open blue. No, they need to get a little bit on the inside on a roll on that to jiggle things around. See how much weight he's not taking very much ice. Let's have a look. Look at how much of that blue is exposed. Throwing big weight at it. He's got lots of the rock exposed, and he's just feathered that red. Oh. I think if he makes that, it goes blue, blue, the red jams, the 2 blues spin out. But he did not get by that front guard and just ticked it, and Horgan now, where's he going to take a look at? So we've got a lot of granite in that house. They've decided to throw it out front. Again, just a quick overview there. Let's see, we've got one blue counting.
Looks
And
like he
then
wants to
those,
guard. He's going to guard.
he's guarding, yeah.
Those
And
2.
blue sitting 3rd and 4th. So Team Bonot's not looking like they're going to have an opportunity at more than 1, and maybe the steal might be in play this end. Tanner comes out, throws an in turn towards the house. See where he They're calling it her tight. They think it's going to be just short. And it comes up just short of the house. They can see, let's go to the overhead on that, Avery. Unfortunately, we can't see where that rock out front, how that affects the view on. Maybe a quick back out to there. We see about a half of that blue rock. Team Horgan's looking over their options. Al Hackner's in the back there thinking as well. Are they going to call a timeout? I think at this stage that might be a wise choice. I think, and they have called a timeout, and Al Hackner comes out from behind.
I was motioning to.
But the coach can't call a timeout.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that,
No,
Joe?
I didn't.
That happened here in 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and informed that juniors the coach can call a timeout.
Oh, okay.
But in the men's, the timeout has to come from the ice.
I might be wrong there.
So we've got Al Hackner and Rick Lang from Thunder Bay as part of the event this week. It's been wonderful to have them. Ray Beaudre and Al have been talking about fishing all week long. I don't know whether Ray gave Al any of the secrets to where the fish are in Manitoulin. I think the secret to the fish on Manitoulin, it's near the fish cages, I think, is where you find the fish on Manitoulin. They're looking at coming off that red in the 8-foot. See most of the rock, and they come off of it. No, they're looking at that deep outside red. Let's go to I don't know whether we're going to catch that in our.
Yes, yeah.
So what they're trying to do is, I think they need a big half of that outside red rock. This is a Jennifer Jones shot from which Scotties was that when she came off of that outside. Sometimes those ones sitting around can be friend and foe. No, I don't think they've got enough. Missed it. Yeah. Steal of 1 for blue. And so after giving up 3 in the second and falling behind 3-0, Team Horgan has now found themselves in the lead, coming back on the even ends, with Team Bonot having last shot, however. So how each of these teams is going to tackle these last 3 ends, whether Team Bonot is going to try to force the 2 or try to blank, try to retain the hammer. We'll see where each of these teams offensively decides to Team Horgan will throw the center up. Play it about halfway. Starts to make its hard curl, and they will catch the center line. And so again, that rock cannot be moved. Curtis Bird's first throw of the end. Trevor's asked him to come around that center. And top 8.